I took a sponge ball, was pulling him out of a little girl's ear.
Vivacious, foxy.
I'm looking for the goddess. Are you the goddess? Who is the goddess? The goddess is the woman, is a woman, is any woman, is all women.
A figure that is sexy, slim, tight.
Hey guys, Pussy Destroyer 77 here with another card trick move tutorial secret exposed gone crazy video. Here I'm going to show you guys a crazy card move you could use to control not only cards but the people you live with. You're going to be able to control them physically using this move. It's an easy one. That gets all the search engine optimizations to hopefully take me to the top of the YouTube game. So we're going to be using these money cards that were sent to me. I have a quick note on manufacturers here that are making playing cards. I know it's cool and I know it's edgy to have the case tuck, side tuck. I think that's what it's called. Stop it. Stop it. It's time to stop.
It's time to stop!
Yeah. It's time to stop. You don't need this. This is stupid. You have it from the top. Much like marriage should be between a man and a woman, this tuck case should be from the front and not the side. That's the end of my rant. So the way the control looks is that we have a card picked. In this case, is going to be the 10 of diamonds. This card, of course, gets lost in the middle of the deck. However, before you want to show the spectator that the card is very fairly being put in the middle of the deck. But of course, we know that the card is being controlled to the top of the deck. You see that? It's controlled to the top of the deck. So if you wanted, you could have done one of these and been like, ha, that's your card, right? So that's the hot control. It could be done like that. Another way of doing this control is that you have a card picked. In this case, it's the 3 of spades. Sorry, 3 of clubs. This card is then just cut very fairly into the middle of the deck, just like that. And of course, we know that the card is now on top of the deck. We are a wiener. So here's the control. It's based on the classic drop switch. This is a sleight that I kind of first saw done in expert card technique. However, it's since been done by everybody under the sun. I'm not adding anything to this. I'm just giving a couple touches on how to make this control look fair and bring it to the table. Bring it to the tape. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So you're going to have a card picked and selected. In this case is going to be the ace of spades. This is sufficient misdirection for you to either do a pinky pull down or do a little bit of a buckle action up here and get your pinky in there. I'm going to refrain from making jokes about sticking your finger inside of a 4th grader. But here you have a pinky break on top of the bottom card of the deck. Now, of course, the spectator is going to be busy looking at this card, and you have sufficient misdirection to even do this sort of action where you could pull this card back and just put your pinky in there. I mean, you don't need a technique there. They're going to be looking at their card. So here, you're going to transfer that break to a thumb break right here in the back. So you notice that when you regrip in the right hand, naturally you're gonna change that to a thumb break as you swing cut the cards and have the spectator put back their card on top of this half of the deck. Now what you're gonna do is the action of the drop switch briefly while this half comes in contact with this half right here. So as this hand comes in contact with this half, what's gonna happen is that this card is gonna get deposited on top of that spectator's card. So in this case, the spectator's card is the ace of spades. So you're just going to briefly come in contact with that card. And that's all that you're going to need to deposit that bottom card on top of the ace of spades. Now this is going to be done almost as an afterthought. Your mental story should be, okay, so I'm going to put their card in the middle of the deck. Wait a minute, let me make this very fair to the people watching so that they don't think that I'm doing some sneaky shit. That's your internal dialogue. However, my internal dialogue is, why? Where did you go? But your internal dialogue should be based on the control itself. So obviously from the mechanics of the control, you saw what's going on. So you're swing cutting. They're putting their card there. Of course, I'm leaving it face up for posterity's sake here. You're going to briefly touch and deposit that card as your right hand comes back and spread the cards on the table. then you could very cleanly drop this top card, which they assume is their card, on this half, and then you could continue off spreading to very cleanly, apparently, put their card in the middle of the deck without any sort of movement on your end. That's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is just as simply, which is the one that we just did, is that your hands come in contact as you drop this half onto the table. Then you're going to very cleanly drop this half on the table. Then you're going to drop this half on top of the table, square everything up, and now you could proceed with whatever card trick you want. But what you've done surreptitiously is control their card to the top of the deck. Now, there are a couple touches on this that do allow for other cool things, which I ordinarily would put on Patreon, but because you guys have big peni, I'll tell you here. Let's assume that you want to control this card to a certain position. Let's assume that you have just these 4 cards in the bottom of the deck are special, right? So what you'll do is that instead of getting a break underneath 4 cards here, you're going to get a break underneath 5 cards from the bottom of the deck. So assuming maybe you have a 4-ace routine or whatever, you have a break above 5 cards in the deck. So now when you return their card, guess what's going to happen? These 5 cards are going to go on top of their card. As you do the control, you're dropping one indifferent card on top of the lower half, dropping this. So now instead of your card getting controlled to the top, it gets controlled fourth from the top of the deck, assuming that these could be aces, these could be kings, this could be for another routine. And now guess what? That card is controlled to a position that you need for a specific trick. So don't just see this as a control to get the card to the top of the deck. Think outside the box, you anemic cunt, copying the shit as it's presented without thinking of other innovative ways to do it. You fucking bitch. But that's it. That's the control, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys perform it. It's a very easy one. Again, based on that drop switch from Expert Card Technique, based on another idea actually by John Bannon, which is that kiss sort of action on there. But it's a great control. I hope you guys perform it, and I hope you guys get out of the rut that you are socially, because Lord knows magicians are in social ruts. I'm going to go figure out different ways to use a snowball microphone to get snowballed by a group of bears.
Again, when I see you 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 again.